what is your problem today? Is your back of your head really? Really, dude?
Yep.
The back of his head was stuck. We really need to get him a chair. Hey guys, what's up? Keith here, Jesse on the camera, hanging out with one of our monster trucks that hangs out back here on the bench behind us. This is Freddy. He's based on an Axial SMT10 with a whole bunch of fancy parts from Vanquish and a bunch of other sweet brands. You can check back in our video log maybe a year ago when we started doing the build on it. We had a lot of fun. We did these sweet custom plates. Pull this body off. Sweet custom relocation plates to mount our sway bars like a real monster truck. Oh, I forgot about this.
Body fits the greatest.
It's a good fit. So yeah, we whipped up these nice plates on the back to mount our sway bars right here so we could have the axle mounted shocks front and rear. We used some nice Vanquish scale hardware to throw that in. We built these really nice step down wheelie bar for the rear with this cool spiky thing we put on the back. It had a bunch of blood painted off, but that came off with the first bunch of wheelies. We got the big old Castle 1410 in it with the 5mm motor shaft, and this is a 3800 1410, so she howls pretty good with a Mamba Max, Mamba X, ESC in it, and a Reef 444 servo in the front. I don't know how long the Reefs is going to be for this world. These are some big tires and taking a pretty good beating. And then we threw it on some Vanquish, nice black Wraith axles, Vanquish Wraith axles. I don't think they're branded as a Curry or nothing now. And the only thing that we skipped out on was actually the covers front and rear. We forgot to order them with them, but we got to get those coming. So, but yeah, so we did the truck originally with the nice Vanquish trailing arms all the way around. Now, the problem we're having is because these are square, and when you turn tight or you land off something, the servo saver allows the wheel to come in and actually contact with the fat part of the trailing arm. It actually catches the tire and it'll lock up this corner, and then the truck does a pirouette and flips over that. So we decided we're going to change that to just a straight link from Vanquish or Incision, whatever you want to call them today. So we're going to replace those with a straight link kit. It's a nice beefy, what is that, 3/16 or something? It's even bigger than that. It's like 1/4 inch. Yeah, it's 1/4 inch. Yeah, nice big beefy 1/4 inch with the Revo rod end. So we're going to swap that out today, take those off, repurpose these onto another one of our builds. We'll throw them on the Yeti or something else, or maybe the sling thing over here in the corner could use them. So yeah, we're going to throw those on, and we are also going to add a Power Hobby fan, dual fan for the motor. If I could find the room, it's a little tight in there on real estate. I'll figure something out, or maybe I don't even need to use the clip-on. I can mount this above, just blowing some air down on them. It is nice to have the clip-on because it's aluminum. It does pull the heat away, but it's pretty tight in there with everything going on. Yeah, so with the abuse the truck takes, we're going to try to get this in there somehow to help with the heat on it. And pretty much go from there. The exhaust headers that we did that look like a set of claws hanging down are going to be done too right away. So it took us a little while just to find the time to cut all the little pieces and glue them all together and come up with a design that Jesse and I are happy with. And then we did have a chair back for Freddy boy here, but it did not last and blew out. I cut it out of aluminum, and I guess aluminum was really oily. It just did not want to bite with even shoe goo on the back. So we're going to use just like a racing Corbeau back from one of the Axial sets that we have. We'll just use the back right part. We'll actually glue it to his back and jam it on here, and he'll actually finally get himself a chair back in that'll hold him up. So, and he doesn't need a wheel. It's Freddy, come on now, he uses dreams. Okay, so we're gonna get going on that. Oh, and we also found the elusive visor that we had for the truck. When I originally did the body, we intended on running the mullet on the back and the visor on the front, so we could be business up front, party out back, right? So we need to go get this painted. This was going to go a different direction before we decided to go this way, so we're going to sand this out, paint it matte black on both sides, and then we can get that bolted up with some scale Vanquish hardware. I know it won't last long and roll over, but we don't intend on beating on this truck with this body too hard. We do have another body for it if we're going to go racing or whatnot, but it's more of just a fun project build. When it comes down to the end of the day, wrong way. When it comes down to the end of the day, nothing really holds a candle these day and age to the Lossy LMT. So if you want a serious monster truck, just go buy one of those. We have Gravedigger and Son of a Digger. We've yet to drive Son of a Digger, but we have beat this thing like a redheaded stepchild, and it just don't stop. It still has all the factory parts. The only thing we broke was actually one sway bar link, I think, on that back corner. This little bar right here. After 9 months of beating the crap out of it. I got a tap. Cool. Okay. Well, we're going to tear into this guy. I'm going to go work on the exhaust. I'm going to get Jesse to pull the front tires off and start getting these links swapped out. And I'm going to go grab the exhaust pipes, and then we can start detailing that up. So stay tuned. Okay, so we did a couple modifications to Freddy. He did have his lower thighs, and he was kind of sitting at a goofy angle, didn't fit the truck. As you remember in the last clip a few seconds ago, he got caught and put the body on. So we chopped him off at the lower section, and I made up this little tin chair, piece of aluminum once again, and then we put some foam on it to kind of give it a race seat look. Some pads for the side if you had a helmet on, bash rounds to keep him in place. So we're going to get him mounted up, and then I'll worry about doing a little dash and a steering wheel for him to grab. So, but he fits in there a lot better, sits a lot lower, actually sits in there nice and where we want him, so it's going to look great. So win-win. I can put a small dash now and a steering wheel in front of him, kind of tie the whole thing together. For the body, we got the rear part of the mullet on. We just got to get the front part in paint. We got it all drilled out, ready to go. And then in the meantime, I pulled out the transmission, and we went from the 56 spur to the 12, or to the 52. So we dropped 4 teeth, remeshed and put it back together. And really cool mod that we actually came up with. We made these steering stops here. If you can see them here, what they are is another one of these front Vanquish Ackerman arms. And these are the ones actually that come with these knuckles, and the red ones are the race editions. They're shorter, so they give you quicker turning. These ones give you more power and a little bit more throw. So what we did was drilled it out on this side, mounted it backwards, and then I put this aluminum spacer on the bottom, which then contacts the backside here, and that stops our tire from hitting the link. That was a problem we were having, was no matter what we did, even with the widest offset on these J-Concept rims and tires, we were still catching. The next option was to go to the belt grinder, take off the lugs on the inside of the tire so it wouldn't stall out when it could catch and send the truck tumbling. So kind of a cool mod, get that figured out. Very simple. The nice thing about these Vanquish knuckles is they have the bolt holes on both sides. They're kind of like a left and a right, it doesn't really matter. So that is a cool option with the Vanquish, what you can do there. And this is the Vanquish aluminum housing, if you guys remember. So that's gonna take the abuse of be able to stop the wheel on there, no problem. So yeah, so just a quick update. The exhaust is the next step. I'll film some GoPro footage of us detailing that up. Those are to look like Freddy's gloves and his claws. So we got chrome and we got brown and gold and a bunch of colors. I just shot it in this base gunmetal and then did a metallic orange over top, just kind of get a even flow, and then I'll just kind of work from there and detail them up and get them in. So they're gonna look pretty cool. Those are going to stick down out the side here, pointing forward. So yeah, they're going to look really cool. Put some blood on them and such. And yeah, anyway, let's get back to her. Okay, well, Freddy chair drives in. Let's tackle these funky downpipe headers we got going on. We're going to use 3 colors. We're going to use copper, we're going to use gold leaf, and we're going to use metallic brown. Now I already did these with a gunmetal, a light gunmetal, and then I did the metallic orange over top to give me this kind of funky, kind of darker burnt orange color. And then this is gonna go over top of that to kind of give me that color we're going for. His hand is kind of like brown copper tips. It's like copper tips with leather and then a gold, like another gold plate, or I guess bronze or something on the top. So we'll kind of imitate that, and it's got some rivets on the front and such like that. And then of course we'll do the knives in chrome. Metallic paints settle quickly, so you're gonna have to do a couple thin coats to get good coverage. But the nice thing is it's almost the same colors underneath, so we're gonna darken it up. We're gonna do the base plates in silver and such like that. So I'll show you guys how we detail crap. Make sure you get it all around. Okay, so we're gonna let that dry. Luckily, I've already done this one ahead of time, so you can see the light coat barely covers it. So we're gonna hit another coat on there, and then that will give us the full coverage. It already sticks better to the to itself now that it has a base coat. So. Okay, I'll let this dry. Back in a few seconds, we'll get the next color cracking. Okay, so we're gonna use linoleum deck brown and gold leaf for the next one. We're gonna do the lower part in gold leaf and those parts up here in linoleum deck, or whatever. Linoleum deck brown. It's kind of like a leathery color, looks good. Use a lot of it in interiors, so we'll try it on here. Then I'm going to use liquid chrome to do the blades and a little bit of detail on it. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to get the gold leaf, throw it on there, and we'll jump back here when it's time to do the chrome. Okay, we'll let that dry, come back, throw some chrome on it, and then we'll throw some black wash on it. I'm going to paint some black in between the pipes here to separate those out and such down there. And yeah, you're ready to throw these on, and this guy is done for now. Okay, well there we go. Those are looking pretty good. We're gonna let those dry. I'm gonna paint the base plates black and such. They look a little better. I'll detail the bolts on them. And then yeah, time to get those installed. I was gonna do a little bit of what do you want to call it? Black wash on them, dark wash, but I decided against it. We're just gonna keep them shiny. I might hit them with flat clear, but that will ruin the chrome on it, so we're just gonna leave it all with the metallics and the chromes and everything the way it is. Cool. Yeah, let's get those on there, and truck's pretty much done. Freddy's chair is mounted and installed in there, looking great. Looks fantastic in there. He's nice and sturdy. Now I can move the whole truck by his head there, so he's good and sturdy. Battery still fits in, clears. The truck with the 52 tooth spur gear is a lot better. It was over revving before, which was causing the motor to get very hot very fast. So very happy with that. I just need to go through, make sure everything is tight, and then we can get some test hits in down here in the basement. And then we can get outside hopefully in the next couple weeks and get some running videos of this guy. So stay tuned for that. Cheers. Okay guys, that brings us to the end of this little update video we wanted to shoot with our SMT monster truck, Nightmare on Elm Street. Just before we get some springtime, we can actually finally get this guy outside. I needed to deal with the gearing, so we went to a 52 tooth spur gear with a 17 tooth pinion. We did the Vanquish, trailing arm delete links in the front. I also did those bump stops you see in the video there for steering stops, so it's no longer hitting as we turn. So that's a bonus. And the truck is running pretty hot right now with that setup, so it's going to be awesome for summer. We were over revving and the motor was just cooking, so it's running good. I took it for a little rip on the concrete there. It just blows the tires off and it's just hilarious, but we'll get some running footage of it outside. There's not much I can do in here right now anyways, so yeah, so we'll see you on the next one. We got lots of plans coming up, so we'll see you guys on the next video.